All right, we're getting more of the psychological hard nut case to crack on from the Discord, also known as Purgatory. Link in the description box down below if you give a shit to know. So, another request from Peekaboo Sue. Ren. Money Game Part 2 official lyric video. I'll have to wait on the other one because it's kind of long. The other one was also pretty long. So, for longer videos, I need more time to do them. So, yeah, shorter videos first. That said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. Ren's pretty cool. That said, you ready? I'm ready. Let's get inside of nobody's, everybody's, and anybody's head, shall we?
Strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate.
Absolute facts. And I knew he was from the Commonwealth somewhere. That said, right, frickin' Nigel Farage was a huge, giant frickin' disappointment. He wore the skin suit of a right winger, and then he basically was just Tory light. I mean, I don't know what the hell y'all was supposed to do in England except, reconquista the whole goddamn government. I honestly don't see any other way out for y'all, especially at this point in time, without an extremely, uh, you know, uh, um, it's not enough to be peaceful. You must be actively super peaceful and absolutely peacefully, completely and totally end those who are not allowing you to have peace. I don't see any other way out for y'all except for that. Or just get conquered. I mean, you basically already are at this point. That said, Ren's singing about it's really cool.
Needlessly bleeding resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise.
Needlessly draining, bleeding resources all dry. Such a poignant fact. It is very true. It's very true. Under this cronyist, leftist capital system, it's not capitalism. If it was pure capitalism, it would be meritocracy, and the best companies that do the best things would win. And so, yeah, there wouldn't be bailouts or trying to keep businesses afloat if they're just failing and failures, right? And if they rise and fall in their own merits, that means everyone gets an equal opportunity to participate. Um, but yeah, that said, it's so true. That is so true. And it's a fact, right? Um, and we've been finding out recently that what most of us have been talking about when it comes to the system itself being, you know, forcibly not to the benefit of those for whom it is subject or supposed to be subject to is actually true. We found out how much lefty programs have been fake, false, and absolute scams, frauds, and lies all the way up and down. Every charity, every NGO, every single extra government entity, every single corporation that's been working with the governments, all of them. Every single part. Majority of the medical industry is fake, fraud, scams. Bleeding taxpayers and those who actually work for a living dry to line their own pockets when they haven't been using that money to do what we want them to do with it the entire time. It's not the entire government, right? But it's most of it. Hashtag bring back the Department of Government Efficiency. Hashtag bring back Doge. Okay, bring back Doge. That's it. Absolute facts here.
Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing, I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyse the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old money.
Absolute facts. And it is purely a money game. Right? And we see a loop of this kind of stuff throughout history. Take for example someone that I am a huge fan of. William Ching Lee. So for a period of time, Admiral William Ching Lee was placed in charge of making sure people got stuff in the United States military, specifically, for the Navy. And there was all sorts of good shit that was being held back by bureaucratic tape from being given to the Navy just because people wanted to figure out a way to be more for themselves. And he's like, no, this stuff's supposed to be for our guys. It's good and it's awesome. So, okay, approved. Send that shit out. And you had all the bureaucrats getting pissed off at him all the time because he wasn't taking none of their shit. So yeah, we see tax dollars being spent and wasted all the freaking time, and there's very few who are in the right positions to do much of nothing about it. Well, William Ching Lee was one of those guys back in the day. They don't make them very much like they used to anymore. Not many. But that said, it is a money game, but purely for those who are the middle managers of it all and the bureaucrats, funneling it up to people at the top as well. So yeah, I know I'm condensing and consolidating a lot of shit all together, but essentially it's a leftist bureaucratic money funneling system to push forward their agenda towards domination of all culture and society with leftism. They want 1984, and they will pay every price, including your lives, to get it. I say let's continue.
Here's a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells cause there's loads on the sand. Step one, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two, gotta make the people think that they want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be your new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality.
Absolute facts. And the system was made this way on purpose. Again, if you trace it all the way back to its root, it's leftism. Because, and this is exemplified in Hollywood. This is exemplified actually at every level of business, entertainment, economy, period. If you are the conscientious type and you exemplify that, you personify that, your business practices and everything, you're going to get run to the ground. You're going to get attacked from all sides. They don't want someone good to overtake them. They want to make sure everybody's anti-Christ just like they are. And misery loves company. Evil loves to make more evil. That's how that works. And the truth and fact of the matter is, right, is that we have so many cases of this, period. I mean, heck, take Elon Musk, for example. He was one of them until he started to gain enough power to hold them accountable. Donald Trump, he was a businessman, a real estate mogul. Okay? He wasn't a politician. That's all he did was business. And he was one of them. Until he became a Republican and won the presidential race in 2016. And he's not even the personification of all that is good, holy, and just and everything either. He's a pretty good guy in summation compared to the average, right? Especially in his circles. But he's not the best guy. That's a fact. He's not a saint, that's for sure. But him just being, maybe 30% better than all the rest of them is enough for them to try to literally end his life. Fact.
Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land. Fresh blood on hands 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6 guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes. Then run to be the president of the United States. 8. Big smile, make big wave. That's great. Now the truth is overrated. Tell lies out the gate. 9. Polarize the people. Controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name.
Unfortunately, the fact of the matter is that the polarization spoken of is just a lie. It's an absolute lie. Because the fact of the matter is that reality itself, okay, is polarized. That's just a natural state of being. Now, whether you can bridge the gap between polar opposites, well, that depends on the parties involved. That's a totally different thing in itself. But this whole fable about, polarization, polarization, polarization. No, it's just people waking up to reality and others rejecting it. It's pretty much what it comes down to.
10. The world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we don't upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game.
Dang, that was it? I like this kid. So, from Ren, Money Game, Part 2. This is impressive between me and you. This is impressive. But, what'd you think? What are your thoughts? I'm not talking about the, only there for a short time and a good time thoughts. I'm talking about actual thinking thoughts, okay? What are your thoughts? You let me know in the comments down below. All right, you know what time it is. Be good. Be safe. Make your life for yourselves. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can today. And I will see y'all in the next one. I'm Batter 7 Actual. Perform the almost veteran. Blast Cat Badger. Out.